Hey, flag football coaches and players. Today I'm going to give you some basic and easy flag football plays that you can run for your 4-on-4 flag football team. Let's get down and let's check out these flag football plays. Okay, so first we are going to start with our center quarterback, and we're going to have two receivers on the wings, one on each side. And what we are going to go from here is, if this is a blocking league, player 4 is going to be blocking. If not, he is going to be running straight downfield. At this time, we're going to have player 2 and 3 curl. 3 is going to be curling at the 10-yard downfield mark, while player 2 is going to be going at 5 yards. At this point in time, what we are looking for is, if player 1 runs out towards that right side, he's going to be looking for player 2. If he runs out towards the left side, he's going to be looking for player 3 and player 4 at the same time as well. So player 4 is always going to be an option. Now, player 4 has to be in the loop, has to know what player 1 is about to call and which side he's going to be running to, because what I would like to have player 1 do is to tell player 4 that I will be running out towards the right side. So once you get 15 to 20 yards down, or whatever is comfortable for your quarterback to throw, I want you to start cutting out towards the right side or coming back, just so that in case I am stuck as a quarterback, I will have hopefully somebody to pass to. This next play is going to be the very similar play, but players 2 and 3 are going to be coming in towards the center. And what we are going to have here is, instead, what we will have is player 2 curling at the 5-yard mark to then run towards the sideline, and same as player 3. And of course, player 4, if this is a blocking league, he'll be blocking. If not, he will be running straight downfield, again cutting back once he's hit that 15 to 20 yard mark, because he is useless in most leagues if he goes past 20 to 30 yards, as many quarterbacks in flag football, at least from my experience at the younger level, cannot throw that far. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not giving the exact terms to different cuts, that is because there are many new coaches who do not understand the name of the cuts, so I would rather just explain to them what the cut does. Now, in this next play, what we are going to have is both receivers on the same side. One's going to be staggered back farther than the other. Now, the one that's staggered farther back, he is going to take the shallower cut, usually at the 2 to 3 yard down mark. And then we're going to have player 2 who's going to be running down 5 yards and then cutting across the field at a 45-degree angle. Player 4 is going to be right at the line of scrimmage going out towards the right side, unless it is a blocking league. In that case, he would be blocking. And player 1 is going to be looking for one of those 3 players. Now, generally speaking, because we have 2 players cutting towards the right side, very close to the ball, that usually does bring in the defense, especially if it's a zone defense or a man-to-man defense. We'll usually see still a safety style player in the back, but if it's a zone, usually that does bring down the front 2 or 3 players, depending on the style of zone that's being played, in which case we should have player 2 open on this side of the field. Now, if these players were switched, and we can still call this our 4th play, but instead, I'll still add this in as our 3rd play, we're going to have player 2 doing the close curl, player 4 is still going to be running out, and then at this point it would be player 3 who does that 45-degree cut at the 5-yard down mark. Now, our 4th play is going to be with players 2 and 3 even at the line of scrimmage, and instead of doing any special cut, what we're going to have is players 2 and 3 crossing. Of course, if player 3 gets to the sideline, we want to see him either run down or up the sideline. And then what we are going to have with player 4 is going to be cutting back to the 5-yard mark, unless it's a blocking league, and then he's going to be then cutting back towards the line of scrimmage looking for a pass. Now, our number 1 option that I always like to look for is player 3 along the sideline, and then I also look at player 4 as a backup option. Player 2 is always an option, but again, we are trying to just look for whoever is open, but generally players 3 and 4 are going to be the most open. Now this next play I like to call cutback, and what we are going to have is players 2 and 3 super wide, and they're going to be running 10 yards downfield and then cutting back towards the center of the field. Meanwhile, if this is a blocking league, 4 is going to be blocking. If not, we want to see him continue to run downfield to try and clear out any defenders who are in the middle, which should open up the field right about here for players 2 or 3 to be able to receive that ball and to get some running yards. I hope that this play has helped your team win more games. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.